friends, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Shannon. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today's video is going to be June Marvels. So these are the products that I've just been loving all month long, and I'm excited to share them with you. I actually don't have that many this month, you guys. I've just been trying to work through some things in my collection, so I've kind of been dedicated to those products, but I do have a few things here that I want to talk about that I'm really excited to talk about, and so without further ado, let's dive right in. So the first thing I have is this blush from NARS, and this is in the shade Deep Throat. You guys, every time I talk about this, I hate mentioning the name because it's such a vile name, it's so disgusting, but nonetheless, that's the shade name and it really is beautiful. It's just a soft baby pink. There is a little bit of like a glitter going through it, typical of NARS blushes, but I find that it doesn't emphasize texture. It doesn't really go on super glittery or anything like that. It's just a really beautiful soft pink. I much prefer this shade actually over Orgasm for my personal complexion, and I've just really been enjoying it this month. It's also neutral enough to where I can pretty much wear it with any eye look, so I really have been enjoying that shade, as well as my Mary Luminizer highlight. I pulled this into one of my Shop My Stashes, and I left it in for 2 weeks because I just wasn't ready to let it go after the first week. I do shop my stash out every week, and this is such a beautiful highlight, you guys. It is absolutely, like, in the pan it looks like nothing, but if you are of a similar complexion to me, I think you would really love this. She is an OG. I mean, she's been around for the beginning of highlight times, and there is a reason she has stood the test of time. As you can see, it's not too deep, it's not too gold, it's not too light, it's just perfect. And when blended out, it really just adds a beautiful glow to your skin without being too overwhelming. I mean, you can definitely sheer this out or you can definitely build it up. I just think this is such a beautiful highlight. I still hear people talk about it, but not like they used to. So I thought I would show her some love this month, and I will go ahead and swatch this blush for you guys so you can see what it looks like. As you can see, it's a very, very light. It's not overwhelming at all, and I think the two of these actually pair really well together. I find that NARS blushes, you kind of have to build them up, kind of like their Laguna bronzer. Same thing. Their formula is sort of sheer at first, but you can definitely build it up. The bronzer I have two bronzers I've been in love with this month, and that is my Becca bronzer in Capri Coast. Oh, this is so beautiful, you guys. It's not too orange, it's not too cool, it's just perfect, and I've really, really been enjoying this. This does remind me a lot of my Butter bronzer and Light bronzer, but there's just something about this formula. It's very luxe. Do I think that you need this? No. I feel like the Butter bronzer is dupable, totally dupable. But it really is a beautiful product. The packaging, of course, and you know, if you want to splurge, it's something to splurge on, and I think it would totally be worth it. The next one I have is my Marc Jacobs Tantastic. You guys, I got sucked into the hype. I totally did. But this really is a beautiful bronzer. The pan is humongous for starters. At first I was kind of like, I don't want to use it, I want to savor it, you know, because from what I gather, it's limited edition, and then the next thing I hear, it's gonna come back in the fall as a part of the permanent line. So I don't really know. I mean, they originally brought it out last year. They've brought it back this year, so maybe it'll be like a summer thing. Maybe they really are gonna bring it back. I don't really know. I just know that this is so worth it, you guys. I hate to say it, but it's so true. I think $60 for a bronzer after tax, after shipping, really is a lot of money, but the pan is huge, it'll last forever, and it really just is the perfect tone if you are fair to medium. It's just stunning. The packaging is stunning. It feels luxe. It's just been a favorite. Okay, I've been loving my Catrice Prime and Fine. This is the contour that I've been just loving recently. I can't stop using it. It just creates the perfect shadow. I have it on today really lightly, and surprisingly this highlight is actually pretty nice. I really didn't think much of the highlight at first. There it is right there. But it's really smooth. It's kind of dry. Both, I feel like the formula in general is very dry and sort of chalky, but they wear incredibly, like for a very long period of time. I wear my makeup for usually 12 hours at a time, you guys, and it just stays on. And you know, like I said, I really didn't think much of the highlight, but it's great that I can use that product as well. I really just kind of purchased it for this shade. Definitely worth a $7. If you have a similar complexion to me, I think you would really love this. And I mean, the price is right. I say give it a go. I feel like this was kind of the month of powders for me. Are these my only two? I thought I had one more. Oh yes, I do. Okay, so the first one, again, this is a repeat. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I talked about this last month in my favorites, but I just genuinely love this powder, you guys. It sets my face beautifully. It doesn't take away the coverage, but it just kind of, I don't know, it just goes on so smooth. It wears beautifully throughout the day. I really do think that it helps down here in this humidity kind of keep everything in place. I just love it. I just love it. I've also been really loving my Hourglass Veil powder, and again, this is another one that I really didn't want to love, but I had heard great things about it. I decided to give it a go. It's my first Hourglass purchase, and the packaging gets so disgusting, you guys. That's the downfall. It's beautiful packaging, but it gets disgusting so easily. Anyways, the packaging is luxe. The sifter is ingenious. It has like a well, and then it has this guy here that sort of fits in, so you never have powder just overflowing everywhere. From what I gather, you are supposed to actually turn it over, do a tap, flip it back over, and supposedly, I haven't actually tried this, it puts out the perfect amount of powder. I don't know if I could get away with just that little bit of powder, but I just think that's ingenious. I think this powder is absolutely stunning. I've seen people say that it has a matte finish. It most certainly doesn't have a matte finish for me personally, but that's why I love it so much. To me, this has a sheen about it. It definitely, in my opinion, makes my skin look very radiant and dewy, but not overtly. Like, I have combo skin and I have put it in my T-zone, and I don't feel like it makes it look super oily by any means, but I do definitely feel like this has a sheen. When I swatch it on my skin, I can see a sheen. So anyways, I just thought that that was something to mention. I just think this is absolutely beautiful, you guys. It's lightweight. I've been using the buffing technique with it, and I've really just been enjoying it. I think it makes my skin just look so beautiful and healthy, like that healthy glow. And A+. It's pricey. You don't get a ton of product in there, but it is really, really beautiful. So the palette, I only have one palette this month, and that is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I was very surprised by this palette, very pleasantly surprised by this palette, you guys. I worked with it for probably 2 weeks straight. I've used every shade in this palette, and they are all beautiful. These shimmers go on without wetting the brush. Totally foiled without wetting the brush. Her mattes are unbelievably creamy. The blue, I wish the blue were a bit brighter. It's definitely a true navy, which can tend to look a little bit like black. But aside from that, it's stunning. I've worn it on my lower lash line. I've worn it on my lid. I've used the purple. I mean, I've used this whole palette, and I've really created some really beautiful looks with it. I know it's $42. I am not crazy about this white packaging. Again, it reminds me a lot of the Jaclyn Hill palette, where it's just never ever gonna stay pretty forever. I'm very gentle with my makeup. I always keep the protective sleeves, but even still, there's little marks on here. So I really wish that the cardboard thing would go away. I'm not a huge fan of it, and I kind of feel like if you're paying $42 for a palette, the packaging should be not cardboard. Anything but cardboard. You know, I really, really love Too Faced for that fact. I mean, their packaging is always right on point, and I appreciate that. When I'm buying something high-end, I want to feel like I got my money's worth, you know? And so the formula is wonderful. The packaging, not so much, but it really is a beautiful palette, you guys. I didn't want to try anything from her line, just purchasing it, you know, over the internet without having swatched it. When it came into Ulta, I swatched it, and immediately after swatching it, I put one aside for the end of my shift to purchase, because I was in awe by how they swatched. So if you want to see like swatches on this, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. I'm sure there's tons of you know, videos out there already where they're doing that. So I mean, it's just up to you guys. You let me know. I'm not interested in the lemonade palette. I do like the three beautiful, like the yellow, like the matte shades in the palette, but I'm not a huge fan of like the pastels that she has going on in there. So I'm going to skip on that one, but I do feel like this is an amazing palette, and I thoroughly enjoyed using it this month, and I feel like we spent a lot of time on that. So we're gonna move on. All right, 2 foundations. I enjoyed my Rimmel Lasting Finish. I'm not gonna talk a ton about this because this is the old formula. I do have a backup of it also. I loved this foundation. I was really sad to see it getting clearanced out. When I saw it getting clearanced out, I bought my backup bottle. I'm almost done with this one. I need to get through it because it does expire in September, but this really was a beautiful formula for such an affordable price. Talk about long wearing. They weren't kidding. I don't know about 25 hours. I never keep my makeup on for that long, but I could always count on this to get me through my solid work day. And I'm really sad because I don't feel like the new formula is the same. I just don't feel like it's exactly the same. And so anyways, I really thoroughly enjoyed using this. It does expire in September, so I'm trying to work through it, but I had a great time using it. Just brought it back out and reminded me why I loved it so much. And then I am also trying to pan my double-wear, or work through my double-wear. You guys already know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this either. I love this foundation. This is ride or die for me. Once this bottle is gone, I will definitely repurchase it. There's no question. This is the one that I always count on when it comes to doing brides or for prom. Like, I always reach for the double wear because it just always looks beautiful. Some people say it lays too heavy. I feel like it lays perfectly. I mean, it's such a preference thing, but if you do have this and you feel like it lays too heavy, just mix it in with something illuminating or an oil, and I promise you it will look so beautiful. And it just wears, you guys. This is just foolproof. It wears all day long. In this Florida heat, I never have to worry about this separating on my face. So I love it. I spent a lot of time on that. All right, the night cream I've been using, or the nighttime moisturizer, I've just been loving this stuff, you guys. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. This one right here. I have 2 of them. I bought it in like a 2-pack. This one is in pink grapefruit, and I'm not crazy about the fragrance. It's not that it smells bad. I just would rather it smell like nothing. I really have come to learn that when skincare smells like nothing, you're better off. So while they sent their products with essential oils, which is nice, I just would rather it have nothing. Aside from that, this feels so beautiful on the skin. Luxurious, moisturizing. I've been using it because of the different, and I never feel like my skin is dry. I don't use it under my makeup because I feel like it's too heavy for that, especially in the summertime. But at night I go and I slather this all over, and it just makes my skin feel super duper hydrated. And also, I love the First Aid Beauty price point. You can't beat it. For a prestige brand of skincare, I think they are very reasonably priced, and I just love this. The next product is my MAC Fix Plus. So this is funny. This is kind of one of those products that I really didn't think I didn't understand the hype behind it. But then I also had oily skin, or at least super combo skin. Now that I've been using different on a regular basis, my skin is nowhere near as oily as it used to be. So I've really been enjoying Fix Plus to just kind of like lightly mist it on my face, and the glow that you get, like, now I get it. You know what I mean? For just using it for eyeshadows, I was kind of like, well, I can use any setting spray for that. But using it on the face, it really is beautiful. I get it now. I've thoroughly enjoyed using it this month. I've burnt through quite a bit of my bottle, which is surprising because honestly, I hadn't really used this a ton before this month. And so I've really made progress. But anyways, great product. If you are dry, I don't need to sell this. You guys have heard about it a million times. All right, so I've also been really loving this guy here from Kopari. This is the coconut melt. Now, realistically, you guys, you can use any coconut oil. I actually got this, and I will say I kind of felt the same way, but then I started using it to remove my makeup, and I was like, it's so nice. Like, the way that this removes your makeup but also moisturizes at the same time. Sometimes I find, even if I use very gentle cleansers, my skin still feels like it never really feels hydrated after cleansing. But using this, so basically what I do is I just dip, I have a little dip thing that it came with, and I dip that in there and I put it on my hand. Not much, and I rub my hands together, and I basically work it all around, and literally my whole face will turn black from like the mascara, the eyeshadow, my brows. Like, it literally just wipes it away before your eyes. I'll massage it in. It breaks up all of the makeup that's difficult to get off, especially like the mascaras especially. And then I'll take a little bit of water and I'll just splash my face a little bit with it, mainly because it's 1,000 degrees and it just feels good. And then I just take a washcloth and I just gently, remove all of that hot mess. Then I go in with my cleanser and my Clarisonic. So basically I'm using this as a double cleanse. I will say, when I go in with my Clarisonic, there is virtually no makeup on my Clarisonic head, and I am just shocked by that. And then when I feel my skin, it feels like I've already applied like a lightweight moisturizer, which I really appreciate that, especially, like I said, using different, or if you just have dry skin. So I've really been enjoying it. I have not seen any breakouts happen, which is great. I was concerned about that. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. I think it's great. I think everybody has their opinions on coconut oil. All right, so the next one is the Mineral Veil. I got this giant thing around the holidays. So this is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this, and it's just been kind of sitting around because, like I said, before different, I felt like this wasn't enough of a setting powder to keep me locked all day long. I have been loving this for just the buffing technique. So basically, after I get all of my powders on my faces done, I just like to take a little bit of a loose powder and just gently buff it over everything, just to sort of mesh everything together, if you will. Oh, this is super, super good, you guys. It's been around for such a long time, and I've just really been enjoying it this month. It's kind of like a rediscovered thing for me, and I've been reaching for it all month long. And then the last product I have is a hairspray, another product that I have had in my collection for quite some time. This is the BioSilk Finishing Spray Firm Hold. So I've been wearing my hair in this little funky like bun for weeks now because it's just too hot to wear it down. I can't be bothered. It rains every other day. The weather just gets so crazy down here this time of year. So I have been using this hairspray to kind of like, once I get everything up in place, I'll use the hairspray just to kind of gently, you know, spray down my flyaways and like the baby hairs. And what I like about this is, even though it says firm hold, it truly is a finishing spray. My hair still feels soft. It doesn't feel crunchy by any means. I can easily brush through it when I take my hair out of the bun. So it's really flexible, and I kind of like the way it smells. It smells like traditional BioSilk, if you have had any experience with that. But anyways, guys, that's it. Those are my June Marvels. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, ring the notification bell, all of those things. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!